Welcome, Holly.
Hi, Rachel. It's good to be here with you today.
Good to have you here. So, AI is very big now in the entire world, in every industry, and wanted to ask you, as our in-house counsel and a real estate attorney, what are the biggest pitfalls of agents using AI in their businesses?
That's a really good question. And I would say that while AI has been around now for a while, we're really starting to see it pick up in the real estate world. One of the things that I really caution agents about is using AI to tell them what the law is or what ordinances might affect the properties that they're selling or that their clients are buying. Because while artificial intelligence does have a very broad scope of what it can grab, it doesn't have the human touch to say, actually, this piece doesn't apply here or this piece doesn't apply there. So what it does is it grabs everything and then it synthesizes and says, here's your answer, when really the answer might be just a slice of that. And so if agents want to use it as a starting point, I think that can be helpful. But then they need to dig a little deeper and they need to actually read what it is that they're trying to get at. So if they're trying to understand if a price gouging rule applies to their property or if the California Tenant Protection Act applies to that property, you really are going to have to actually dig into the real wording of that ordinance. And in the end, agents aren't lawyers. So trying to depend on ChatGPT to tell you what the legal requirements are for something is just generally not your best choice. So I say to agents, don't use ChatGPT for legal advice, but do use it for real estate advice, not for pricing, which I'm going to ask you about that in a second. So hang on, I'm going to turn the table on you. But do use it for helping you to make a better property description. Do use it for figuring out what the timing is going to be for the sun so that you can understand when the best light is going to be on the property when you take photography. Those are perfect uses for artificial intelligence in the real estate business.
I agree. And thank you for helping us when we have legal questions. It's always great to have Holly as a resource for us agents to be our sounding board, to throw ideas at you, and to really realize if certain laws or certain ordinance do apply to a certain property that we are selling or where we're representing the buyer in their venture to acquire a property.
It is interesting that you say that. So I do get agents that will contact me and say, my client said ChatGPT said this to them. And there's lots of AI, right? We use ChatGPT kind of like Kleenex now, right? But there's Copilot and there's Claude and there's all these others. And then the agent will come to me and say, is this true? and I'll say yes or no, right? And so it's really kind of a nice way for the clients to get sort of also a sounding board without having their own like real estate lawyer involved. So
yes, that's been a lifesaver for many of us throughout the years that you've been here.